What's up, everyone? Time for another vintage cube draft. So, picks are between Emrakul, Watery Grave, Stomping Ground, and a Teferi. If they're going to give us a gift Emrakul, we're not going to kick it in the mouth. Kicking an Emrakul doesn't sound all too nice anyways. So I think we'll just take Emrakul. It's great with Through the Breach, Sneak Attack, Channel, Shallow Grave. And it's a good place to start because we can pick up a lot of those things. So let's see where we go from there. I like taking Tinker early. Tinker can go with Emrakul in the way that you can pick up some tutors and some powerful things, maybe like a Wish Claw will wheel. I think you can remove a counter from Wish Claw and then sacrifice it to Tinker. That's a pretty sweet. Rafellos is another option if we want to go mono green and do that route, but I think I'll start with Tinker, pick up some cheap artifacts, go from there. Now we can take Narset. Dimir Signet obviously works really well with Tinker, but Narset is kind of just a really super strong card. So I think I'm going to take Narset. Maybe Dimir Signet will wheel. Don't think so. I just don't think I want to pass Narset. It is too good. And we can pick up some other Signets, hopefully. Signets aren't incredible in Vintage Cube, but having cards like Narset is really, really strong. So we'll take a Narset and see where we go from there. I like having good blue cards. Obviously took sort of a flyer on the Emrakul, but you never know. Now, I don't see anything that I really like. If we want, I think the best card for us to take is Wooded Foothills, because if we go blue-red, picking up a sneak attack or I guess show and tell is also, that's blue, but we could also pick up Through the Breach. Then Wooded Foothills can fetch a Steam Vents. Otherwise, we're taking, I don't even know, Iona for Reanimator maybe, but I think I'll be happy with a Wooded Foothills. So, don't really have too much of a direction yet. Now, there's a choice between Phyrexian Revoker, which is something to tinker away. That's interesting. Toxic Deluge is quite strong. There's Koth if we want to just be blue-red. I think I kind of like Revoker here. I just want to have early artifacts to tinker away. It's really important that we pick those up. Not even sure that I want to play black yet, so taking the colorless card seems really good. Now we can take Mere Battlesphere. That's a great tinker target. I like that a lot. Still don't know about this Emrakul, but we will put a Mere Battlesphere into our deck and be pretty happy about it. So definitely want to pick up some draw 7s because they work really well with Narset, but also spells in general work well with Narset. There's a Commit to Memory. Have to take that, right? It's 6 mana to draw to Time Twister. So we'll take Commit to Memory, and we're on a path towards some sort of sweet blue deck. There's also a Necromancy that doesn't really work with Emrakul. We can put it in and then sacrifice it. Nothing else here really warranting consideration. Don't know why Woe Strider's in the cube. It makes me a little woeful. I like Fauna Shaman in some decks. This is not a Fauna Shaman deck, although, you know, it could be at some point. Alright. Gonna take Rakdos Signet now. I like Muldrifter a decent amount. I think it's a little bit overrated. It's really just a divination. Playing it for 5 mana is not great in Vintage Cube. Obviously, it's still fine. I actually think Elder Gargroth is playable in Vintage Cube. But Rakdos Signet has to be where we want to be. Some sort of Grixis Tinker deck, and Rakdos Signet will go really well in there. Now, I think we just take the Fumarole. Stomping Ground is obviously better because it's a fetchable land, but it doesn't work with Wooded Foothills in the way that I'd want it to, for example, to be a dual land. So if we had Misty Rainforest, for example, then Stomping Ground could get blue or red. We'll take Wandering Fumarole, though. I don't even know that I'm red yet, but it just seems like the most likely path we want to go down. We could take Wishclaw Talisman now. Duretti seems interesting in an artifact deck. I actually kind of like Duretti. We can sacrifice some things and bring some things back. That seems kind of good. And it allows us to discard our Emrakul. Yeah. Don't know what we're doing with it yet, but Duretti warrants a consideration. Do you want to take... I think we should take the land now. Blackcleave Cliffs. Don't know what we're doing with it yet, but maybe something. We'll take Iona in case we go Reanimator. Shieldred for the same thing. Huntmaster because it is likely being played. And there's the Woe Strider last pick. So we've got some interesting stuff going on here. We've got 2 cheap artifacts to tinker away for an early Battlesphere. We've got Duretti to bring back Battlesphere as well. And then we've got Narset and Commit to Memory. And we've got a few lands. Hopefully we can get a blue-red dual land now that we have our Wooded Foothills. And we've got an Emrakul over here just waiting to be cast. Do we want to take Wheel of Fortune or just Jace the Mind Sculptor? It's probably just right to take Jace. Jace is an awesome card. It does everything you want a good Planeswalker to do. I like Chromox a lot in this deck as well. You can tinker away a Chromox even without imprinting. And I would play Wheel of Fortune in this deck, but I'll start out with Jace the Mind Sculptor. Sculpting our deck into a beautiful creation, hopefully. There's Volcanic Island. Don't feel like I can pass it, and I'm not passing it for much. The other considerations would be Thieving Skydiver, a Selesnya Signet, and that's Ancient Grudge. That's about it. So, gonna sneak that Volcanic Island into our deck, and then maybe pick up a Sneak Attack next if we're calling cards. Oh, I like a lot of the stuff going on here. There are a lot of good cards that I would like to put in our deck here. Inferno Titan is good. That wouldn't be what we take. So there's Counterspell, which is always going to be great every single time. There's Sundering Titan as another Tinker target, which I like a lot. Sundering Titan probably wheel though. There's Orzhov Signet, which is just another Signet to tinker away. And then there's Nahiri, if we want to do something about this Emrakul. Nahiri and Emrakul is a great combo. We don't have any white fixing yet. I think I just want to take Counterspell here. Unfortunate that we might not get there on the Emrakul and Nahiri, but you can't go wrong taking Counterspell. It's too strong a card. We don't have any white fixing yet, and I think we just want to... We know we're playing blue anyways, so I think we just want to take Counterspell. Again, it's unfortunate, but that has to be the right pick. Alright, now we can take Urza. I like Urza a lot. It works really well with a lot of the stuff we have going on, and it gives us another thing to tinker away. So, Urza will be great for our deck. We can Urza into Emrakul, now we're talking. Nothing else really even warranting consideration, I don't think. There's Verdant Catacombs, but that's not great. Are we an Emery deck? I don't know about that. We don't have anything that good to get back yet. There's a Gilded Lotus, which is at least worth considering. There's Solemn as another thing to tinker away. That's not terrible, but it's not super good. What could we Emery? Emery doesn't... I think I probably just want Venser. Venser is another great piece of interaction, and we can figure out some cool stuff to do with it. I think it's probably the best card for us. Yeah, I'll take Venser. So maybe we'll wheel Gilded Lotus, Emery, or Solemn, but be happy with a Venser. Now we can take Phyrexian Metamorph or Chandra. Chandra is a very, very powerful card. We have decent fixing. We have a Signet. I think it's probably just better than Metamorph. I like having really powerful Planeswalkers and 4-drops. Makes me want to get more Signets. Metamorph is really good. Another thing to tinker away. There's Trinket Mage, but we don't have anything to get with it yet. I think I like Chandra. Now we can take another Signet, Golgari Signet. It's off color. We're passing up on a Wildfire, but this doesn't really look like a Wildfire deck. We're also passing up on Goblin Welder, but Goblin Welder is not great. Alright, I think I'll take Riftwing Cloudskate now. Another cheap 2-drop. Sower is decent, but Riftwing looks really good. I don't know why this Blackcleave Cliffs is in here. Maybe we knew we'd get Culligan's Command and want to splash it, but we're not going to. We'll take Riftwing Cloudskate. Ooh, Chromox. I think this is the Chromox deck. When you have a ton of powerful Planeswalkers that cost 4 mana, it's worth it to just exile even another powerful spell if you can get those plays that'll recoup your card advantage. So pretty much a combo. Thieving Skydiver, that's another good card. Inferno Titan, that's a consideration. Definitely a good playable card. Are we an Oath deck? I don't think so. It's hard to be an Oath deck because Oath is pretty bad. So we'll take a Kaya. Right now we're just a pretty decent blue-red deck with some signets. We'll take Emery. Don't really think we want to play it yet. We'll move that to the sideboard. So we've got Narset to find our signets and our Tinker, and then we can tinker it away for Battlesphere. I don't think we wheel the Sundering Titan. I don't know why I have my 4-drops split up. Those are my 4-drops once they play Thalia, so they're actually 5-drops. What do we want here? Maybe Sundering Titan would have been good now. Now that we're glutted on 4-drops, it seems a little less good to have like a Venser. Ooh, Trinket Mage for our Chrome Mox, and maybe when we pick up Black Lotus, it'll be good. And we'll move Goblin Welder to the sideboard, where he should mostly be relegated. Looks like Emerald's not going to get there right now. So unless we get through the breach or something like that, I don't really see Emerald getting there. Ooh, are we a Tolarian Academy deck? Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. That's tenuous. There's a Chain Lightning, Looter. There's Karn 4. Karn Sign of Urza, that is. That's interesting. It's just a good card if we want to play it early with our signets. These are all interesting cards. We could take Academy because it's the highest upside. If we just pick up a bunch more cheap artifacts, the Academy gets really, really good. I don't hate that. Trinket Mage is a pseudo artifact. And we could wheel like Karn or Chain Lightning or something. I think I'm going to take Tolarian Academy. Not sure we're even going to play it, but it definitely has the highest upside. So now we can take Chartercourse, High Tide, Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster is decent in this deck. How many spells do we actually have? We have Counterspell, Tinker, and that's like about it. Commit to Memory is not really a combo with Snapcaster. But what else are we taking? Chartercourse is decent card draw. Let's get this Emrakul out of here, unfortunately. So we can take Chartercourse. There's a Creeping Tar Pit. There aren't any artifacts except this sword, which is mostly unplayable. And I think I'll probably take Snapcaster. Don't know if it's going to be good yet, but we can pick up some spells. Ooh, there's a Gruul Signet or a Blightsteel Colossus. I think we just want to take Gruul Signet. We want more signets to play so we can play our Planeswalkers. This one is red, so it can help cast our Chandra. Blightsteel's not even that good, so I'm not super sad about not taking it. I think I'd play Goblin Rabblemaster or Shark Typhoon, but Signet has to be where we want to be. Now we can take Everflowing Chalice. I like Upheaval, but this doesn't look like the best Upheaval deck, and I think Chalice would make it better. If Upheaval wheels, it does. We definitely need the Chalice to make this more of the deck that would want Upheaval. Not looking at much here. There is a Dismember, which is just decent. I think I probably will take Dismember here. There's Lotus Bloom, but I don't like Lotus Bloom all that much. It's pretty slow. There's a Runaway Steamkin. That doesn't really seem great. I think we'll just take Dismember. Am I missing anything? Kozilek. This is not really a Kozilek deck. Yeah, so we'll take Dismember. Is there an artifact that we will get? There's Embereth Shieldbreaker. That destroys our opponent's artifacts. I think Stone Coil will actually make the deck. It's something that you can search up with Trinket Mage. It's a way to sink in a lot of mana, which we can sometimes create. It's something to tinker away, and I think it'll make our Tolarian Academy more playable. So we'll take Stone Coil. That's not bad. Torrential Gearhulk or Dig Through Time. Oh, or Mishra's Workshop. Is this a Mishra's Workshop deck? It's ambitious, that's for sure. It doesn't cast a lot of our cards to an unfortunate amount. Um, it's really not great. And then Torrential Gear Hulk flashes back, Dismember, uh, Counterspell. That's about it. That doesn't really seem good. I guess we're going with Dig Through Time, which could be okay. We'll see about that. Ooh, Metalworker. Okay. There's also Inkwell. I don't hate Inkwell because we have Tinker. Metalworker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 artifacts to wheel. I think I'm just gonna take the Inkwell here. I want another Tinker target, and Inkwell's pseudo castable, especially with Academy, and Metalworker doesn't even look that great in our deck. Okay, I think I'll take Karn now. Karn is another way to make an artifact. I like having 2 good Tinker targets. I don't know about like Snapcaster or Dig Through Time. We'll have to see about those. Even Inferno Titan. I like having 2 of those. So we can take Tezzeret, which gets us an artifact. Karn just creates an artifact. I think Karn's better. With 3 signets, we want 4 drops anyways. So Karn seems really good. We could play Blood Crypt to take less damage off of a Dismember. We're not really a high tide deck. Do we have any way to untap our lands? No, I don't think. So we'll just take Blood Crypt. I guess play the Blood Crypt. Not really sure. There's a Blightsteel. Do we want to play Blightsteel? I feel like Blightsteel is worse than either of our Tinker targets. I guess we'll take it, but probably not play it. Now we can take a Godless Shrine because we're not playing any of these other cards. Okay, Academy Ruins doesn't seem good. Field of Ruin is as ruined as Academy Ruins. We'll take the Academy Ruins though. And what do we have left for us? Alright. Kuldotha Forgemaster. That is decent. We might actually play Kuldotha Forgemaster. It can get... it's so slow. I think Kuldotha Forgemaster is basically unplayable. Even in this deck, I think Kuldotha Forgemaster is pretty bad. So I don't really like Kuldotha Forgemaster. So Snapcaster seems not great. Dig Through Time doesn't seem great either. So what if we take those out? I like Inferno Titan. I mean, it's really good. It's just a great expensive spell to cast. So what about this? This is 24 cards with a Chrome Mox. Is it worth it to play the Blood Crypt? Are we splashing black for anything? Just the Dismember? I don't really think that's worth it to play the Blood Crypt. So how are we looking like this? I think Dismember is the interaction we want. We don't have any burn spells. We are barely playing red, but our red cards are good. Yeah, and then Dig Through Time doesn't look super good here. Trinket Mage gets Chrome Mox, Stonecoil Serpent, Mere Battlefield Inkwell. I like Inferno Titan, Karn, Venser. I think this is where we want to be with 16 lands. Chrome Mox is another land. There's like Chalice. Chrome Mox specifically, you want to play less lands and more spells because you want to exile a spell. We can always exile a Dismember to our Chrome Mox as well. So I think we'll start here. Add some lands. We don't need any black. 8 islands. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 islands, and then 4 red sources. Is that good? So 4 solo red sources. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think the Academy just makes it. It'll be bad some games, but it'll be very good some games. So I think that's good enough to include it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red. We can probably even cut 1 more red. Because we have Gruul and Rakdos Signet and Chrome Mox. And then we kind of want to have a lot of blue because our cards all take double blue. It's really only hurting Chandra to play 1 less red. Chandra is really good. I think we do want to play Chandra. So what if we... this is probably fine. I think we want to keep it like this. Okay. So this is our blue-red artifact deck. It seems pretty sweet. So we'll see you for round 1. Okay, round one with a really good opening hand. This is a hand that we will keep. Now do we go... Unfortunately, we can't play turn 2 Narset with the cards available to us. So, do we want to play turn 2 Duretti? I think that's probably good enough. We can play Island, Chromox. We will exile Narset. And then cast Aracto Signet. Next turn we can play Duretti. I think that Narset's a little bit better than Duretti, but just being able to play a Planeswalker is obviously really good. So now we'll get Volcanic. And if they have Daze or something, they have it. We will discard both these cards and draw a Tinker. Alright, I like everything that's going on here. Now turn 2. What are we gonna draw? I think we just... Do we Tinker for Inkwell or Battle Sphere? Well, I guess that makes that decision a little bit easier. We'll Tinker, sacrificing the Rakdos Signet. Yep. We'll get a Mere Battle Sphere. Okay. And then we will discard these two. Get Jace. Alright. And I guess we'll play land. Because next turn we can cast Jace. We can sacrifice the Chromox. Or I guess we can sacrifice a Mirror token to bring back Inkwell. Let's see what they're going to do. Faithless Looting to start things off. And what are they going to discard? What would we care? Massacre Worm. Are they going to reanimate a Massacre Worm? That's pretty sweet. Alright, so now we know they're a Reanimator deck, which makes us more likely to want Inkwell in the future, I think. Maybe we can side in Blightsteel in that case. Blightsteel's pretty decent against Reanimator, except like Shieldred. Is this Animate Dead? Exhume. Okay, so we get to put an Inkwell onto the battlefield. Take a bunch of damage. Sure. Take 8 damage. So there's that. They'll pass the turn. We will cast Jace the Mind Sculptor. We will return the Massacre Worm. And we'll discard. And I think we just want to keep the Thieving Skydiver. And they're dead next turn, so they have to have something here. And if they don't, they are dead. They can not even cast a Massacre Worm unless they have some sort of fast mana. And if they kill one of our creatures, we can just bring it back, which seems pretty good. So let's see what they can do. Starting with blue mana, Rakdos Signet. Okay. They have Toxic Deluge. That doesn't exactly work. If they have Damnation, that's pretty good. Of course, we can just get back one of our things next turn with Duretti. What's minus 10? You get an emblem with whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that at the beginning of next end step. Okay, so they they probably have a removal spell for Mere Battle Sphere, which is fine. I mean, it just gives us one more turn. So it looks like a Heartless Act, maybe an Assassin's Trophy. Let's get a land. Guess we can get a mountain. All right. And now, I don't think we have any burn spells in our deck, so I'm going to brainstorm with Jace. Let's draw 3. Ooh, Inferno Titan for the win. I like that. Put back that and that. Play a land. Attack. It's like, don't think we have any burn spells in our deck, but Inferno Titan is the best burn spell. And we'll deal 3 to them. Okay. Alright, so on to game 2 against a Reanimator deck. Sort of slow Reanimator deck. We have a Unburial Rites, but that's only for our graveyard. We have an Iona, which we don't have a way... we can discard it to exhume back. Dismember is not that great against Reanimator decks. Do we have any... We have Counterspell is pretty good. There's Blightsteel, which can do some things. The problem with Blightsteel is if it's put into the graveyard, we can't even return it, so it doesn't work with Duretti. So I don't like that. Doing a Goblin Welder, Shieldred, no. Emery, Snapcaster. Uh, we don't have much of a sideboard. The only thing that would be pretty interesting is Kaya, but we can't really cast a Kaya. So I think we'll submit our deck again and hope to have another good draw like that one. Turn 2 Duretti is quite good. Alright, this hand is a lot more slow, but I think it's also a keep. We'll lead with Wooded Foothills on turn 1. Then turn 2, we can Revoker a Signet. Seemed like they had a few Signets. There's also a chance that Revokering Gristlebrand is a good play. But, ooh, I also like the idea of suspending a Riftwing Cloudskate. That seems a little more appealing. Okay, so we're not sacking yet because we want to draw lands. But now we will sack, get our Volcanic, and suspend a Riftwing Cloudscape. Next turn we can play a Trinket Mage and snag something, or maybe just Revoker something. That seems pretty good too. Alright, they are on do-nothings. And if we draw a land, it's more likely that we just play the Trinket Mage. Dismember, okay. Do we want to Trinket Mage for Chromox? We can get the Stone Coil Serpent, but that doesn't seem super good. We could Revoker Gristlebrand because that's just the most powerful play for them, and the next turn play Jace. I think I just like playing Trinket Mage. I just don't know what I need to Revoker yet, so I think it's not good enough to just do the Revoker play. So let's Trinket Mage and get Chromox. I think that's better than Everflowing Chalice because we can just exile Dismember to the Chromox. And it's build your own Mox. Are they gonna cycle a Shark for 1? Okay. Don't expect that out of Reanimator deck, and that's not something you typically want in Reanimator deck. What are they doing? A Forest? Is this the same deck that we saw? Okay. And suspend. What's going on here? We draw a land. Alright, I think we just attack first. I have no idea what's going on. And they're going to block, sure, to save some damage. I guess that's fine. Now we'll just cast Jace, I guess. Don't really know what's going on. Okay, Jace resolves, so we'll draw some cards. And put back Wandering Fumarole. And, what do we want to draw next turn? I guess gold, because there's a chance they could Assassin's Trophy. Do we care about leaving Dismember up? I don't know about that. Doesn't seem like we care that much. So let's just put back Golgari Signet and then Wandering Fumarole. And pass the turn. Yeah. Okay, they did nothing. And now we get to keep up Counter Spell, so I like our chances a lot, and we get to win by attacking with a Trinket Mage. Oath of Druids, okay. So I can dismember my own creature, I guess. Okay, so I can also just return the Oath of Druids. Return Oath. And then I guess Brainstorm. Duretti, does that do anything? Not yet, so put back Signet, then Duretti. We might be playing a Signet, so let's land. Okay. And then let's play a tapped land. Could just play a 2/2 flyer. That's probably fine. Let's just play a Thieving Skydiver and Pass the turn. Leave up counterspell for their Oath of Druids, which I think is fine. Counter their Oath. And then they're going to concede the game. I don't know what else they had in hand, but nevertheless, we have taken round 1 with our, sort of middling start, but all right, we'll see you for round 2. All right, here for round 2, our opponent leads off with Bloodstained Mire. We had a keepable hand, actually a quite good hand. So we can turn 1 suspend Cloudscape, turn 2 Tinker. I kind of like that. Means we have to get rid of Urza though, which is not great. I guess we can just play turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Urza. I think Riftwing is actually the lowest value card in our hand, so it's the card we want to exile. So let's cast Chromox. Let's get rid of this Riftwing, and then let's cast an Everflowing Chalice for 1. Okay. And pass the turn. Now we can tinker away the Chalice and play a Wandering Fumarole next turn, and then the turn after that we have Urza. So, is our opponent a mono red deck? I'd like that a lot. A big Inkwell seems really good there. Alright. Let's cast a Tinker. Tinker away this Everflowing Chalice. And what do we want to put in? Inkwell or Mirror Battleseer? Mirror Battleseer gets the game done quicker, but Inkwell's harder to deal with. I think they can abrade a Mirror Battleseer and still win, so I think I'm just going to get Inkwell. And pass the turn. They can't deal with an Inkwell quite easily. And I think having a Destroy Artifact card is fairly likely. So, if we draw an island next turn, yeah, so they concede the game to that. I was going to say if we draw an island next turn, which we would have just held up Counterspell, not played the Fumarole. Otherwise, we would just played the Fumarole tapped. We're drawing pretty well. Drawing Tinker a lot seems quite good. Right now, we're just looking at a mono red deck. Snapcaster is a blocker. Dismember is not great here if we have to pay a bunch of life. So, thinking about siding that one out, what would be better than a Dismember? We could put in a Huntmaster. We have a Gruul Signet and a Wooded Foothills. That doesn't seem great. We could put in a Snapcaster just as a blocker. I think that's probably fine. It's better than any of our other cards. Emery to get back some artifacts doesn't look great either. We play another land. Or I think I'm probably fine with just putting in a Snapcaster as a blocker. Sometimes it might be able to flash back, like Counterspell, which is quite good. And as a flash blocker against like an Eidolon, that's a good play. So, we're not sure if our opponent's mono red, but they conceded quite quickly. So, it makes me think they didn't have much to do. Ooh, I like this hand also. This hand can get a turn 2 Narset, turn 3 Karn. So they are mono red. Ooh, and they have a Mox Ruby. Wow. They're a good mono red deck. They just didn't have a good start last time. Into Relic of Progenitus. Okay. Not the best card in mono red. Does act as a prowess trigger. Wandering Fumarole. Okay, so do that. Next turn we get to play Chromox, exiling Inferno Titan unless we draw something else. And then, okay, they're just going to draw a card. And we get to play a Narset, which at least can save us some damage. Do they have a burn spell too? Doesn't look like it. And they get to exile a card. What do we draw? Non-land. Land. Alright. So I feel like we just have to do this and exile Inferno Titan and play the Narset and grab nothing. Alright. Not great. Next turn we can make a creature with our Karn. Or just want to draw a card. I think we just want to make a creature. They're going to kill the Narset. At least put it to 1. If they have a spell, they can just kill it. Doesn't look like they do, so it just goes to 1. They have nothing. We draw another land. Alright, I guess we just make a 2/2. And maybe that'll be good enough. I don't know. Next turn we can animate the funeral to block. They might just have a removal. Hopefully they don't draw a removal spell or any sort of... Oh, island? I have no idea what they are now. Into preordain. Okay. If they attack... they're probably going to draw some good spells now. This is not going as we thought it would. They are a very interesting deck also. So, Swift Spear. Okay, so they're attacking Narset. Oh. Okay, so I think we just let Narset die. Sure. I mean, saving Karn seems really good. If we can make another construct with our Karn and Revoker on Bomat. Okay. So let's do that first. Revoker, naming Bomat Courier. Okay, so now they can't sacrifice it. And we can create another 2/2, and I feel like we can just attack now with one of them and pass the turn. We have 4/4s, which is pretty beefy. We'll have Wandering Funeral. They could draw a burn spell for the Karn, that's why it's not. Yeah, so they... Alright, that's pretty dang good for them. So they would have killed the Karn anyways. So they get to kill one of our constructs. And then... Oh, they're attacking with Swift Spear? Yeah. So they're going to kill a construct. And attack Karn. Let's see. Let's go to the game log and see what they're doing. I think what they want to do is not attack with the Swift Spear. But they will. I think I'll probably trade the Revoker. Well, depends. Okay, so they kill the construct. Who's being attacked by who? So Karn's being attacked by that, and I'm being attacked by the Swift Spear. Do I want to trade the Swift Spear for... I think not. The Swift Spear is not as good. Okay. Now, we draw another land. So our only play here is to attack with everything. Try to race them. Doesn't seem great, but who knows? Okay, so now we can switch this. They go to 7. Unfortunately, we don't have Inferno Titan anymore. The Glorybringer's tapped. If they drew nothing, we might have a chance here. So, looks like they drew something. Not good. What can we do? We can draw Chandra to deal them 2. Then we can't attack with the Fumarole. Oh, they have Ancient Grudge. Oof. Alright. That is going to leave us fairly dead. They'll attack with both these. Oh, just the Bomat. Okay. What do we have left to draw? Let's find out. Do they have something else? They can't flash back the Grudge. But they have something else? A Lightning Bolt? A Revoker on our Chrome Mox, I guess? Or on our Wandering Fumarole? So we can't attack with it or block with it. I guess if we find a way to kill or bounce... I guess bouncing the Glorybringer is not great. Kill the Glorybringer. We're in decent shape. Wooded Foothills is not going to do it. So I think we'll just go to game 3. Unfortunately, we drew a few too many lands. Tinker would have been good there. Alright, so mono red. They do have a bunch of artifact destruction, which I don't like. Do we want Kuldotha Forge Master? Seems bad. Do we want Blightsteel? It's just a quick way to kill them, but I feel like if we get the Inkwell or the Battle Sphere, we can probably just do it. I think this is where we're at. Dig Through Time, no. Snapcaster can block again, so I think this is what we'll go with for game 3. Okay. We'd like to play first, and we will keep this hand. It's not great. It's really bad because we have both of our Tinker targets. We basically need to draw Duretti. But we have a turn 2 Signet, and maybe they'll play a Goblin Guide and give us some lands. They play a Swift Spear, which I don't like. Alright. We draw Wandering Fumeral. Okay. Land, Signet, pass the turn. Tinker would be a bad draw here because we can't even play anything. They are going to preordain, alright. It does mean that maybe... Ooh, Snapcaster and then Golgari Signet are not a great combo. Oh, and they have a Relic. Alright, I still don't know why they're playing the Relic of Progenitus, but teach their own. Chandra. Ooh, alright. Now we can counter their next play and then play Chandra. I kind of like that. That seems like it could be good. Do we just plus Chandra? I don't know. Okay, so they're going to play Narset. I firmly have no idea what kind of deck they are now. I think we just want to kill the Monastery Swift Spear because we don't know how much damage they can do or whatever. And we want to get some value out of our Chandra. I think that's probably right. Okay, so we'll exile a counterspell, fine. Yeah, so let's kill the Swift Spear. We've gotten some value out of our Chandra. If they don't kill our Chandra next turn, we can play an Inferno Titan, which is super, super strong. So we just have to kind of hold on the Chandra. Like if they draw... Oh, Duretti, okay. They can plus Duretti. They could kill our Golgari Signet, no? Alright, this is really good. Oh, but they can... Okay. Oh, Jace. So -1 on Duretti. So we could... What do we want to do here? We can Jace and bounce the Construct. We can play Inferno Titan. If we play Inferno Titan, then we can deal 1 and 2. This goes to 2. They can sacrifice the Relic to kill our Inferno Titan. So I don't like that. So what about Jace? What does Jace do? I feel like that's probably better. 1, 2. And we can leave Snapcaster up. 3. No, that doesn't work. Oh, alright. Yeah, so I think we have to do it like this. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Do we care about the Construct token? I don't think so. So I think we'll just draw 3 cards. Okay, so at least now we can do this and then Revoker Duretti. If they have Glorybringer, that's really bad for us. But I don't think we can... Oh, okay, they conceded the game. Interesting. So we're going to Revoker Duretti, and then we have 2 Planeswalkers. I mean, they could have drawn Glorybringer, and that would have been really, really good for them. They could have killed our Revoker, then killed one of our Planeswalkers. But otherwise, we were going to play our big beaters. I guess we'll take another round victory. So that leaves us at 2-0. Our deck has not played out well. I don't think our deck is actually that great, but we're 2-0, so that's the greatest record you can hope for after 2 rounds. And we'll see you all in the finals. Okay, here for round 3, we were on the draw, and we had a pretty good keepable hand, and then we drew a Chrome Mox, so that made our decision a little bit more difficult, because do we want to exile Chandra with the Chrome Mox so that we can play an Everflowing Chalice on turn 1, and we decided the answer is no. We're just going to play the island and pass the turn. And the reason is because with the extra mana from the Chrome Mox, we would want to cast something like Chandra, so it's better to wait until next turn and see if we draw anything. Obviously next turn we can just exile the Chandra and go turn 2 Tinker, which will be pretty good. So our opponent is going to Night's Whisper. That is fine. And pass the turn. So now we can exile Thieving Skydiver. Um, Unfortunately, that's not a red card, so we still can't actually cast Chandra. But I feel like that's probably still worth it. Okay, so play Chromox. Exile the Thieving Skydiver. And then cast. Okay. And then we will tinker away the Everflowing Chalice. And get our Inkwell Leviathan, I think. They already have an island. Puts them on a 3-turn clock. Mirror Battlesphere is a little bit faster. But there's a chance they could just kill the Battle Ball. Let's just... I think we actually want to get the Battle Ball here. If they kill the Battle Ball, they kill the Battle Ball. We're still attacking for 4. But it's just a little bit higher upside. And kills a little bit quicker. And then we also have Chandra to pressure them. Not exactly sure what the right play is there, but there's our turn 2 Battle Ball, and we'll see if it's good enough. Alright, do they have Nature's Claim or Abrupt Decay? Survival of the Fittest. Okay, so unfortunately we didn't draw land, but fortunately we can revoke our Survival of the Fittest to prevent any land like discard shenanigans they might do. Let's type in Survival of the Fittest, name that, and attack with our Battle Ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and attack for a ton of damage. And they go to 6, and let's see if they can do anything to prevent themselves from dying. Let's see what they're gonna do. And they concede the game. Awesome. So, they had some good lands. Trop, Creeping Tarpit, and Hissing Quagmire. 2 creature lands, a nice Whisper, and then Survival of the Fittest is kind of a wild card. So, what do we do with that information? I think just resubmit. There's a chance that this might be the matchup where we want Blightsteel, but I think not. So, think we're just going to resubmit our deck and see what happens. Do we want Academy Ruins? Nope. Huntmaster, we can't play. Kaya, unfortunately not. Didn't see any early artifacts. So, let's just see if our Thieving Skydiver is good or not. Alright, here's a hand that's definitely keepable. We get to play a turn 3 Karn or Jace. Probably Jace, but never know. Ooh, and we get to... Oh, well. That doesn't actually work out the way we want it to, because we gotta play the Signet. I do not know why I just sacrificed the Wooded Foothills there, but probably just for F6 value. They play a Strip Mine, I'll be pretty sad. Putrid Imp. Okay, so they are some sort of Reanimator deck, which makes sense. Alright, so they're going to exile a card with Shelldock. Now we're going to play a Signet and pass the turn into one of our big 4-drops. We'll have to see what they do. If they Putrid Imp, discard a card, reanimate it, we can Jace bounce it. That seems good. If not, get Karn Plus. Or just Jace Brainstorm. Probably just Jace Brainstorm. Can't go too wrong with Jace Brainstorming, so probably going to do that. And let's see what happens. Alright. Draw 3 cards and then put 2 back. Chromox, Rakdos Signet, which put 2 lands. Land and Chromox back, I guess. Alright, and pass the turn. Well, we would have had to sacrifice the fetch anyways. So we can't... get rid of our fetch. So they're going to Entomb for, let's see what, a Terastodon so they can kill our Jace. Unfortunate, but that's sometimes how it goes. Maybe they'll kill a land or something. They're going to attack Jace. They're going to attack us. If they attack us, that means they have a way to kill the Jace. So they attack us. They have some sort of reanimation spell. So we'll have to think about what we want to do next. Recurring Nightmare, sacrificing Putrid Imp, getting back Terastodon. Alright. And then Recurring Nightmare goes back to their hand. So let's see what they're going to do. Are they going to kill their lands? Our lands? Because we do have Riftwing eventually. Could play a Karn to make a blocker. So definitely some interesting options here. Recurring Nightmare is a really good card, though. Okay, so they're gonna give us 3 of these and stunt us a decent amount, which is unfortunate. So now we draw the Chrome Mox, which is heinous here because we can't do anything with it. They can sacrifice. All right. Do we want to attack here so we can exile Riftwing with the Chrome Mox and then play Karn? What are we doing with Karn? We can reveal the top 2 cards, or we can create a 2/2 artifact creature. Unfortunately, Stone Coil doesn't work well with Terastodon. All right, can't really start attacking yet. I think we just want to suspend a Riftwing and pass the turn. It's not great, but Riftwing can eventually deal with Terastodon. Yeah, so we'll see what they do now. Our hand is not really set up to do that much. Tireless Tracker. Really, now they get to play a land and get a clue. Oh, they have no land. All right. They're gonna attack with Terastodon. Okay, I think we let that happen. Yeah. Now we can attack back. This might be good for us. So suspend off. Island. All right. So now we can attack with like 2 of our things. We can play a 1/1 Stone Coil to jump block. So I think let's just play Karn. Do you want to reveal? I think we just want to make a creature and attack with. Do we just want to attack with all 3? Then if they have a way to kill our our construct, we're just dead. I think that's what we're playing for. We just want to play the highest upside play. Should have attacked first, but now we can, again, F6 a little bit quicker. So I guess if they chump block, they just have a way to kill one of our things. Maybe they don't. Who knows? We will have to see. All right. If they want to attack like that, then we potentially have some winning lines where we chump here, they kill the Karn, who wasteland. All right. They get a clue, and are they getting to play a removal spell? 4 mana, Garrick, yeah. So we are dead here, and we're going to game 3 in the finals. All right, they have a Reanimator deck. We don't really have much to do about that. I think Inkwell might be a little bit slow. I think if we're tinkering for Blight, yeah, I think I'm going to put in the Blightsteel in this matchup just because the Reanimator stuff is going to be quick. So tinkering Blightsteel is just a little bit better. Kuldotha Forge Master to get Blightsteel. Don't know about that. Emery, Dig Through Time, Snapcaster. There's Shieldred, which we again can't cast. Dismember to kill their creature. Yep, we'll go like this. Alright. And this is going to have to be a mulligan. A turn 4 Karn is a little bit too slow. This hand's kind of unplayable either, so we'll mulligan again. Unfortunate to do this. Alright, we'll keep this. Send back the Stone Coil. And that, and hopefully turn 3 Chandra will be enough. I guess it'll have to be. I guess we don't want to draw any more lands. They do have Wasteland in their deck. So maybe we shouldn't have played the Wooded Foothills. I guess we do have to crack it next turn. Alright, hopefully they're not off to a quick start. A turn 3 Chandra is good. But you never know. Alright, they're sacrificing. They're going to play a turn 1 Putrid Imp, perhaps. And it looks Imperial Seal. That's pretty bad to see. Yeah, so they just have cards that can do things a lot quicker. We just have Tinker as a good way to. I guess we'll sacrifice now because we don't want to draw land. And we're gonna play the Signet next turn. That's an oof. A Blightsteel Colossus. I mean, it would have been an Inkwell, so it's not like it was any worse. But now we can't Tinker for it. So Dark Ritual. Ugh. Don't like where this is going. Into Garrick. Okay. They're gonna make a 2/2. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Now we can do that. Chandra. And guess we just kill their 2/2. They'll make another 2/2. We can plus. But otherwise, they're just going to attack Chandra to 3. Yeah, so we'll kill their 2/2 and pass the turn. Maybe they can't do anything about a Blightsteel if we can somehow draw something to discard it. Next turn, this Chandra is going to die. Oko. Okay. Now they can make a... Alright. Really need to... Oko deals with Blightsteel as well. Alright, that's pretty good. So we can exile the top card of our library. Riftwing. Oh, we should have played the land. Oh, man. Didn't even think about that. Can't play the Riftwing, so no. That's pretty brutal. I guess we'll play the land now. I don't know why I didn't do that. I guess we could have... Well, alright, so that... They can Garrick fight, which is pretty bad. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. Guess we want to reveal top 2 cards. Maybe we can put a Tinker in. They just get a land. Unfortunate. And they'll put the land into our hand. Now they're going to kill Chandra, attack Karn, and we are basically drawing dead. I mean, even if we cast the Riftwing, return the Wolf, yeah, they get to kill our Volcanic now. They've got a lot of strong plays. So if we cast that, return the Wolf, then next turn they're fighting our Riftwing with their Garrick, attacking with the food at Chandra and killing Chandra. So it's not like we actually would have won this game, but probably a slight misplay. Now they get to kill Chandra, put Karn to 3. Alright. We draw another land, so I guess we will. Plus, revealing 2 more lands, so not going to do much there, and that'll be the end of this game. So, thank you very much for watching. We ended up going 2-1 with this deck, which is probably a bit above average. But we had some pretty fun games, and yeah. See you all in the next Cube Draft.